Have you ever felt lost, gazing into the eyes of another person, wondering what secrets lie beneath their facade? Have you ever questioned why people behave the way they do, why they hurt, why they love, why they lie, or why they remain silent when words are needed most? Tonight, we are going to delve into some of the deepest truths about people. Truths that are often hidden in plain sight. Truths that, when accepted, will transform the way you see the world and yourself. These are not comforting truths, nor are they simple. They are complex, multifaceted, and at times uncomfortable. But within them lies the secret to living a life of deeper understanding, greater empathy, and profound peace. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." As we explore these 10 fundamental truths, consider how your own perceptions might be shaped, colored, and transformed by what we uncover. Truth 1. People are self-centered by nature. Let us begin with perhaps the most challenging of all truths. People, by their very nature, are self-centered. This is not an accusation, but an observation rooted in our very biology and psychology. From the dawn of human existence, our primary concern has always been our survival. Look at the child who cries out for food or comfort. Even in infancy, there is a primal drive to fulfill personal needs. This self-centeredness is not inherently evil or malicious. It is, quite simply, the default setting of human nature. The Stoic Epictetus reminds us, "Man is troubled not by things, but by the views he takes of them." Most people view the world through a lens focused primarily on themselves, their needs, their desires, their fears. Consider a simple social interaction. Two people having a conversation. While one person speaks, the other is often not truly listening, but rather preparing their own response, eager to share their thoughts, to be heard, to be seen. This is not an indictment. It is an insight into the human condition. We are wired to prioritize ourselves, to seek affirmation, to satisfy our needs. Think about how much time people spend worrying about their appearance, their reputation, their achievements, or their possessions. Even acts that appear altruistic can often be traced back to self-interest, a desire to feel good, to be seen as a good person, or to maintain a certain self-image. Recognizing this truth allows you to release yourself from the constant need for validation from others. You realize that most of the time, people are too wrapped up in their own concerns to be overly concerned with yours. This understanding frees you from the chains of seeking external approval and allows you to find peace in knowing that you alone are responsible for your happiness. Truth 2. People are driven by fear more than love. The second truth is a paradox that has puzzled philosophers for centuries. People are driven more by fear than by love. Fear is one of the most powerful motivators in human behavior. It has kept us alive, taught us caution, and made us wary of danger. Yet, it also limits us, confines us, and often prevents us from reaching our fullest potential. Consider the countless decisions made every day, not from a place of love or courage, but from a place of fear. We fear rejection, so we don't express our true feelings. We fear failure, so we avoid taking risks. We fear loss, so we cling tightly to what we have, even when it no longer serves us. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, wrote, "He who is brave is free." But how often do people choose bravery over fear? Fear shapes careers, relationships, dreams, and destinies. People remain in jobs they hate because they fear the uncertainty of change. They stay in relationships that no longer bring them joy because they fear being alone. They silence their true selves because they fear judgment or ridicule. Yet fear is not always overt. It often hides behind a mask of practicality, caution, or wisdom. It whispers in your ear, "This is the sensible thing to do," when in reality, it is the safe thing. When you see people making choices that seem illogical or counterproductive, remember that they are often responding to fears that they may not even be consciously aware of. To understand that fear, not love, is the primary driver in human behavior is to unlock a new level of empathy. You realize that behind every harsh word, every act of aggression, every moment of hesitation, there is a scared, vulnerable person wrestling with their inner demons. And when you see this, you can respond not with anger, but with compassion. Truth 3. People crave connection but fear intimacy. Here lies a great contradiction in human nature. People deeply crave connection, yet they are terrified of intimacy. From the beginning of time, we have sought out companionship, formed tribes, built communities. We are hardwired to seek connection, for there is strength, safety, and comfort in numbers. Yet intimacy, real intimacy, requires more than mere proximity. It requires vulnerability. It requires us to drop our masks, to show our flaws, our weaknesses, our fears. And this is where the fear creeps in. Think of how often people engage in superficial conversations, how they avoid topics that might reveal too much of their inner selves. We speak about the weather, sports, news, anything to keep the conversation at the surface level. We fear that if we open up, if we let others see the real us, they might not like what they see. Aristotle, who wrote extensively about friendship, noted that true friendship is rare. He distinguished between friendships of utility, pleasure, and virtue. The highest form, friendship of virtue, is based on a deep, mutual respect and admiration for each other's character. It goes beyond the surface, requiring a depth of connection that many fear to explore. In today's world, filled with social media and digital communication, we are more connected than ever before, yet many feel lonelier than ever. Why? Because the connections are often shallow, lacking true intimacy. People fear the judgment that might come with deeper connections, so they keep their interactions light and their emotions guarded. When you accept that people crave connection but fear intimacy, you begin to understand why relationships can feel so shallow or unfulfilling. It allows you to take the first step towards building deeper connections yourself, by being brave enough to show your true self first, knowing that this act of vulnerability might encourage others to do the same. Truth 4. People are often inconsistent and unreliable. We arrive now at another truth that often leads to frustration and disappointment. People are inconsistent and unreliable. This is a truth that you have likely experienced firsthand. Friends who promise to be there but don't show up. Colleagues who commit to a project but fail to deliver. People who say one thing but do another. Why is this inconsistency so prevalent? It is because people are complex, multi-layered beings influenced by a myriad of factors at any given moment. Mood, health, weather, stress, or unexpected events. No one is purely rational, consistent, or reliable all the time. Even the Stoic Marcus Aurelius acknowledged his own inconsistencies. In his meditations, he frequently reminded himself to stay true to his principles, knowing full well that he, like all humans, was prone to stray. This is the essence of human nature. We strive to be consistent, but we are often swayed by our emotions, circumstances, and impulses. Imagine how many times you have set goals for yourself, to eat healthier, to exercise, to be kinder, and then failed to follow through. You are not alone in this. Everyone struggles with inconsistency because it is an intrinsic part of being human. Understanding this truth allows you to release some of the frustration you might feel when others let you down. It teaches you to manage your expectations and to approach relationships with a more forgiving and realistic mindset. It also encourages you to look at yourself with honesty and to understand that you, too, are subject to the same inconsistencies. Truth 5. People rarely know what they want. The fifth truth takes us deeper into the human psyche. People rarely know what they truly want. At any given moment, our desires are influenced by countless external and internal factors. Social norms, advertising, past experiences, biological drives, and subconscious fears. Think of how often people express desires that seem contradictory. They want success, but they also want relaxation. They want freedom, but they also crave security. They want independence, but they fear loneliness. This is because our wants are rarely simple or singular. They are complex, layered, and often in conflict with one another. Socrates, the ancient philosopher, understood this well. His method of questioning, the Socratic method, was designed to peel back the layers of assumptions people had about their desires. He would ask questions to uncover the deeper motivations behind their stated goals, revealing that often they did not know what they truly wanted. When people say they want a certain job, relationship, or possession, they are often expressing a desire for something deeper: respect, love, validation, or peace. But without introspection, they chase shadows, mistaking them for the substance. This is why so many people feel unfulfilled even after achieving their goals. They never ask themselves if those goals were truly their own. Understanding that people rarely know what they want helps you approach life with a deeper sense of curiosity and compassion. It allows you to question your desires and to encourage others to do the same. It also helps you navigate relationships with more patience, understanding that someone's change of heart is often a reflection of their inner confusion rather than a deliberate attempt to cause pain. Truth 6. People judge others based on their own standards and experiences. Let us confront another profound truth. People judge others based on their own standards, experiences, and biases. We all see the world not as it is, but as we are. This is a concept deeply embedded in Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." Each person carries within them a set of values, beliefs, and experiences that shape their perception of reality. When they judge others, they are doing so from their unique vantage point. They are filtering others' actions through their own fears, desires, insecurities, and experiences. This is why two people can look at the same situation and have completely different reactions. One may see a person as confident, another may see them as arrogant. One may see generosity, another may suspect ulterior motives. These judgments often reveal more about the observer than the observed. Accepting this truth liberates you from the fear of judgment. You understand that people's opinions are reflections of their inner world, not objective truths about you. It also teaches you to be more empathetic and less judgmental, knowing that everyone is acting according to their limited understanding and experience. Truth 7. People wear masks to hide their true selves. This brings us to another critical truth. People wear masks to hide their true selves. Every day, people put on a persona, a facade, to navigate the world around them. This mask can take many forms: the confident leader, the dutiful employee, the loving partner, but it is often a shield to protect the more vulnerable self beneath. Plato, in his allegory of the cave, described how most people live in shadows, seeing only the projections on the wall rather than the reality beyond. The masks people wear are like those shadows, not the truth, but a distorted reflection. Why do people wear masks? Fear, again, plays a central role. The fear of being judged, the fear of rejection, the fear of not being enough. In a society that constantly evaluates, critiques, and compares, people feel the need to conform to certain expectations, to present an image that is acceptable, likable, or respectable. When you understand that everyone wears masks, you begin to look beyond the surface. You start to ask yourself, what is this person hiding? What pain, fear, or insecurity is driving their behavior? This understanding allows you to interact with others with greater compassion and patience. It helps you see beyond the mask to the human being underneath, struggling just like you. Truth 8. People are often a mystery even to themselves. Now, here is a truth that cuts to the core of human existence. People are often mysteries even to themselves. How often have you found yourself saying, "I don't know why I did that," or "I don't understand why I feel this way"? The reality is, much of our behavior is driven by unconscious desires, fears, and motivations that we are not fully aware of. Carl Jung, a pioneer in psychology, spoke of the shadow self, the parts of ourselves that we deny, reject, or are unaware of. This shadow influences our actions in ways we do not realize. Until we bring this shadow into the light, it controls us, often to our detriment. People may believe they are acting rationally, but in truth, they are often responding to hidden emotions, unresolved traumas, or unmet needs. This is why people can be so unpredictable and confusing, even to themselves. They may think they are in control, but they are often driven by forces beyond their conscious understanding. Accepting this truth allows you to release the need for everything to make sense. It encourages you to embrace the mystery of human nature, both in yourself and others. It also inspires a deeper level of self-reflection, a willingness to look into the darker corners of your own psyche, to understand your true motivations, and to act from a place of conscious awareness. Truth 9. People are both stronger and weaker than you think. This next truth reveals a profound duality. People are both stronger and weaker than you think. Human beings are capable of incredible feats of strength, endurance, and resilience. We have climbed the highest mountains, crossed the widest oceans, and endured unimaginable suffering. Yet, at the same time, we are fragile, easily broken by a harsh word, a failed expectation, or a sudden change. The Stoic concept of amor fati, or love of fate, teaches us to embrace whatever life throws at us, to see it as an opportunity for growth and learning. Yet, even the most devout Stoics acknowledge their moments of weakness, their struggles with pain, loss, and doubt. People are not one-dimensional. They are not just strong or just weak. They are both, often at the same time. They are capable of enduring great hardship, but may crumble under the weight of a small disappointment. Recognizing this duality helps you navigate relationships with more understanding and less judgment. You stop seeing people as either strong or weak and begin to see them as human, complex, multifaceted, and capable of both greatness and failure. Truth 10. People are always becoming, never finished. Finally, we reach the ultimate truth. People are always becoming, never finished. Life is a constant state of flux. Just as the river is never the same river, people are never the same from one moment to the next. They are always changing, growing, evolving, and sometimes regressing. Heraclitus, the Greek philosopher, taught that no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river, and he is not the same man. This is the nature of existence. People are not static beings. They are dynamic, always in the process of becoming something new. Accepting this truth means letting go of fixed judgments and expectations. It means understanding that who a person is today is not who they will be tomorrow. It means allowing yourself and others the freedom to change, to make mistakes, to grow, and to evolve. By embracing the ever-changing nature of human life, you find a deeper sense of peace. You learn to let go of grudges, to forgive, to embrace the unknown, and to approach each person you meet with fresh eyes and an open heart. Conclusion. In embracing these 10 truths, you begin a journey toward greater wisdom, empathy, and understanding. You learn to see beyond the surface, to navigate the complexities of human nature with grace and patience, and to find peace in a world that is often chaotic and unpredictable. For in understanding others, you begin to understand yourself.